as we talk. But yes, in life, I've learned one thing: don't miss the bus. Because when you miss the bus is gone. Have you ever seen the bus coming back and picking somebody? Never. So sometimes you miss the bus and an important question passes by you. A lot of people ask me the question about religion. A lot of people ask me, which religion is good? Should I change my religion? They ask me the question. You know, I'm not happy with my religion. I'm not happy with the scripture. I'm not happy with what they teach me. We don't realize that religion is a kindergarten. It teaches us ABC. All kindergartens are good. Have you ever thought about it? Is any kindergarten bad? All kindergarten taught us A for apple, B for ball, C for cat. They taught us that. Unfortunately, we human beings, we don't leave the kindergarten of religion. We, in school, where school is concerned, we leave the kindergarten and we go to school and college. But where religion is concerned, we continue to be in the kindergarten till we are 50, 60, 70, 80. We are still thinking, oh, God is in heaven. Where is God? We are still doing pujas. We are still lighting agarbattis, not realizing, what am I lighting agarbatti for? What is the purpose? Therefore, in these question sessions, we try to understand the purpose. Why am I doing what I am doing? We don't just do something. Why do I put petrol in my car? Why? Because I need the gas, otherwise the car won't move. We have to ask questions. Why am I offering laddu to Lord Ganapati? Why? We have to ask questions. Why am I killing an animal as a sacrifice to God? We kill an animal and then we eat that animal and we say we are sacrificing it to God. Who are we fooling? We human beings don't realize that religion is just a baby step. We must yearn for God, love God, question where is God, who is God, what is God, till finally we realize God. We can't find God. A lot of people are looking to find God. Oh, I'm finding for God. You can't find God. God is not somebody whom you can find. God has to be realized. You have to realize God when you open your real eyes. Question.
Ajitek.
Ajitek Dada, question please.
शिवम सर.
Shivam Ajitek.
हाँ जी सर, कल आपने कहा था कि today you will tell us about what is consciousness.
हाँ. तो बताओ
Mike is yours.
How long did you say I am conscious, I am conscious, I am conscious? You are supposed to say 20,000 times from yesterday till now. How many times did you honestly say it?
सर ऑनेस्टली बोलूं, मैं थोड़ी देर के बाद बोर ही हो गया.
बोर क्यों हो गया? क्या वो बोलते बोलते
कुछ और सर, माइंड को एक्टिविटीज चाहिए होती है ना.
So you did not move to saying I am conscious, I am not the body. I am conscious, I'm not the mind. I am conscious, I'm not the ego. I am conscious का मतलब है to be conscious. हमने ये नहीं कहा कि सिर्फ बोलो I am conscious, but you must be conscious. So, okay, I don't know if anybody has tried to do this consciousness exercise. How many times you could say, I am conscious? Please come back and discuss that with us whenever your time comes. But now we are going back to Ajitek's question. Frame your question again, Ajitek.
Sir, what is consciousness? Is consciousness everywhere?
Consciousness is that light of life in which we are able to see this world. Consciousness is life. Consciousness is being awake, being aware. Consciousness is a state of being. You know something, Ajitek? Try and find the scientific definition of consciousness. They don't have a definition. Science doesn't have a definition of consciousness. Science has a definition of the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the unconscious mind. That science has a definition. But consciousness, science cannot define it. Consciousness is that state only those people who are able to observe the mind experience the state of chitta or chetana or whatever name you give it. Yesterday I told Ashwini, don't worry about the name, or you. Name is
Yes.
not important. The state of consciousness is that state of enlightenment. It is that state of enlightenment. It is that state of awakeness, a state of awareness. कि मैं कौन हूँ? ये okay. What do you say? Ajay, lift this and tell me. आप क्या बोलते हैं? This is what? This is
Hand.
hand. Whose
My hand.
My hand.
My hand.
You don't say
My
this.
hand.
This is my hand. Correct?
My hand.
And what is this?
Nose. Yours and
Whose
mine.
nose? Huh? My nose.
Mine. My nose.
Who is this my? Who's the one who's saying this is my hand? Who's this one who's saying this is my hand? Who is saying it's my nose? Who's the one? वो कौन है?
Sir, ये mind.
No, that is the consciousness. It is in that consciousness that your mouth, your lip, your tongue is saying with the thought of the mind, with the signal from the brain. But if you remove the consciousness, अगर आपसे मैं conscious निकाल दूं, life निकाल दूं, प्राण निकाल दूं, then will you still say this is my hand? कोई मरा हुआ आदमी बोलता है this is my hand? Dead body बोलता है?
नहीं.
Dead body क्यों नहीं बोलता है?
Life निकल गई, प्राण निकल गया.
That is consciousness. Now your next question. Is this consciousness everywhere? Correct? This is your question.
Yes, sir.
There is energy everywhere. In every cell. Please go and study the science, the formation of a cell, electron, neutron, proton. Find out in science, they will tell you there's a nucleus. There is a particle of energy in every matter. ये आपने पढ़ा होगा. But there is no consciousness. That consciousness evolves. Depending, and the highest level of consciousness is human beings. उससे कम animals. उससे कम trees and plants. I told you, I think उससे कम in a amoeba, in the creatures in the air. उनको भी consciousness है, but very minimum consciousness. Not like a human being who is completely conscious. Where is this taking you? Where are these questions taking you?
Because I have heard that consciousness is everywhere or not, because I am confused about that.
Okay, now you're clear?
Yes, you said it is life, it is giving life. So there is no consciousness in non-living things.
Now let me explain what was confusing you. When the consciousness inside you escapes, it merges with the consciousness that is everywhere. Now how this works, let me explain to you. In a waterfall, the pani gira hai, water is falling, correct?
Yes.
Is that water electricity?
No, water is not electricity.
But when that water runs on the turbine and the turbine moves and generates electricity, it becomes electricity.
Yes, sir.
Like that. When that consciousness comes inside us, it generates power. In the atmosphere, it exists. Consciousness is there everywhere. But we can't, like solar power is there everywhere. Sun power is there everywhere. But you need the solar panel. Unless the solar panel is there, you cannot convert the solar power into solar energy. You cannot convert universal consciousness unless it appears as the consciousness in you.
Sir, kuch time pehle I asked you a question that whether soul is everywhere. You said soul. मैंने आपको बोला था कि ये soul कण कण में है. तो you said soul कण कण में है, परमात्मा. Yes. Soul is Paramatma.
Yes.
Soul is consciousness. Hence, consciousness is also everywhere.
Yeah. Now you are touching a very thin subject. Please try to understand. You are touching what we are talking about. The soul and the power is everywhere in every molecule. Even science agrees. This is the power of God. The power of God evolves into consciousness. It is the same power of God evolves into an amoeba, into a tree, into a bird, into an animal, into a human being.
Sir, you said soul is also there in mountains. Mountains, share.
Energy is there.
Energy.
And the power, the energy is there even as per, yes. Energy is there even.
Soul is also, soul is energy.
No, again we are touching this. One dog has one tail, no dog has two tails. Don't use words. Don't confuse with words. Energy is there in mountain, but consciousness is not there.
Whether soul is there?
No, soul is an energy. Soul, when it comes into a human being, it becomes consciousness.
Okay.
So I absorb this whole thing. This is the whole subject of enlightenment. What you're touching today, I've let you speak for so many minutes before questions get time, only because others should benefit that this subject is the whole subject of enlightenment. अगर ये हमें समझ में आ गया, तो हम we become enlightened.
Yes.
So don't leave it. Capture what I've told you and come back. Come back again.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Raghavendra.
Shivo.
Shivoham, sir.
Shivoham.
Sir, does one requires a guru for enlightenment, sir? And also, I would like to know your experience when you realize, sir, like in the flight you were coming to India from Singapore, if I'm not wrong, where you have all the puzzles and one moment, aha moment you have mentioned, sir. Like, I would like to know what was your experience at that time, sir?
Okay, your first question is whether we need a guru, right?
Yes, sir.
So do you need a teacher to teach you mathematics? You need a teacher to teach you golf? You need a teacher to teach you any subject? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You need a teacher. Spirituality is the most complicated subject. Therefore, you need a master. Without a master, you cannot evolve on the spiritual journey. The mind and ego will make a monkey of you. It will not permit you to understand, to learn anything.
Sorry to object you, sir, but Ramana Maharshi don't have any guru, right, sir?
So you also become Ramana
Like
Maharshi?
physical guru, he don't have.
So
Sorry,
you also
sir.
become Ramana
Physical
Maharshi?
guru, he don't have.
Okay, you know what Ramana Maharshi did? How old was Ramana Maharshi, Raghavendra, when he went into the Arunachala? How old was Ramana Maharshi when he went to Arunachala?
He was 14 years, I guess, sir, if
So
I'm
he
not
was
wrong.
a blessed prodigy. He was the small boy. He was
Yes.
the chosen one from the divine to go through the step of Bhakti Marga. He was a different case. If you also at the age of 14 have got Bhakti Marga, you can become like Ramana Maharishi and you can be blessed with the divine even without a guru. There may be cases. There are many sportsmen who do not have gurus who become Indian cricket team. There are many golfers who can become world champion, may not have guru. But what about the rest of us? Most of us need a master. So the answer is for most of us. There will be those odd cases. So if you
Okay,
ask
sir.
me, for me, I could not manage without a guru. With the guru only, it's so complicated. I'm telling you, with the guru only, it's so complicated.
Yes, sir.
That my guru had to tell me one day, you're an idiot. When I asked him too many questions. My guru got so irritated, he told, you're an idiot, he told me. Because I asked him question after question after question after question. So your next question is, what was the moment of aha?
Yes,
That
sir.
moment of
What was your
aha.
experience when you realized?
So when suppose I tell you all the things that you must realize, I'm already telling you. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the ego, I am the divine soul. Death is certain. God is not in heaven or hell. God lives in the temple of my heart. The person who does not realize earns karma and is reborn. A person who realizes is liberated. Now all these points I've told you are pieces of the spiritual jigsaw puzzle.
Yes.
When you put these pieces of the puzzle together, it is a state of enlightenment. That's what happened when I was in a flight from Paris, AF192, on the 31st of August. The flight number is AF192.
That was mentioned in the book Tala, sir. Yeah, sir.
So, Raghavendra, these 100 realizations first are pieces of the puzzle. Sudeep will be happy to know today I started this book. It's called the Spiritual Jigsaw Puzzle. 100 realizations that can lead to enlightenment. So end of the month, we will have a book ready for you. These realizations are pieces of a puzzle. It's not enlightenment. Raghavendra, we have to put the pieces of the puzzle together. When we put the pieces of the puzzle together, then we see the picture. When we see the picture, we can be enlightened. And one more thing I want to tell all of you. Many of you think enlightenment is a complicated subject. You think it's like an honorary degree. No. Enlightenment is a state of being. Don't say and a person who's enlightened doesn't go around blowing a trumpet and I'm enlightened, I'm enlightened, I'm enlightened. It's not like you have to say, I'm doctor, I'm doctor, I'm doctor. Everybody's doctor. They say, I'm doctor. They put DR in front of them, in front of their name. No, there is nothing. There's nothing to be. There's nothing to blow your trumpet. But being enlightened is a great blessing. And we must learn to get to that state of blessing.
Gaurish.
Gaurish?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Raghavendra. Next question, Gaurish.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, Gaurish.
Yes, sir. I have one problem, sir. Now, like, the thing is, I want to become some kind of like spiritual, but my food habits are not allowing me to do that because I eat lots of non-veg and I can't just live without that. Yeah. So it's affecting me like in my spiritual activities. Like, I can't do meditations and any kind of things. Yeah. So I like
Who
it's like
told you? Who told you that because you eat non-veg, you can't be spiritual? Who told this to you?
I was like, it's my experience. Like, sir, whenever I eat non-veg, sir, like, I know that thing of spiritual will not come within me, sir. Like,
Okay, you believe in God?
yeah, I believe in God, sir. Yeah,
Which God you believe in?
like I believe in Sai Ram, like, Sai Baba.
Sai Baba.
Yeah, yeah.
So tomorrow, if I give you flesh of Sai Baba to eat, will you eat?
No, sir. No.
Why you will not eat the flesh of Sai Baba?
No, sir. Because he's my life.
It's very tasty. It's very non-vegetarian. It's very
No,
tasty.
no.
If you took
No.
tandoori, it will be very good.
No. Not at all.
The moment you realize that Sai Baba is in every chicken, the moment you realize Sai Baba is in every fish, the moment you realize Sai Baba is in every goat, you will then realize that it's dirty to eat. You will not want to eat it.
Yeah, sir. What to do? Like in my home, they'll prepare non-veg, right? Like I should eat.
Eat
I
the
have
gravy.
no.
Eat the gravy.
Okay, sir.
I used to go to China. In China, there was only non-vegetarian. Either you eat monkey or snake.
Yeah.
What do you want to eat?
Yeah.
But I used to eat noodles. In the noodle also there is chicken. I remove the chicken, I
Yeah.
eat the noodles.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
See, what happens is, let me tell you, first of all, it hardly matters what you eat. That is secondary. You must realize you are the divine spirit. You
Okay,
must
sir.
realize that God is inside you.
Okay.
And you must realize God is inside every animal. The moment you realize God is in an animal, you will not feel like eating it.
Yeah. Yes.
Try to, whenever you look at a dog, remind yourself, if the life goes out of the dog, then there is no dog, it's dead.
Yeah.
So we must, when you, this will, I think this challenge is meant to help you to be enlightened. So don't worry about it. My suggestion to you, don't worry, Gaurish. You are coming on Zoom call regularly, you're attending Zoom call.
Yes, sir.
That means you are a seeker. Why are you attending Zoom call and many people are not attending the call? Tell me why. Because you are seeking enlightenment.
Yeah, sir.
You want enlightenment.
Yeah, of course.
That is the qualification that will make you reach your destination.
Okay, sir.
Don't quit. Don't keep on seeking. Keep on seeking, because this is the ultimate goal, to realize you are the divine soul. Keep on seeking enlightenment.
Okay, sir.
Sudeep Bhargav.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam, Sudeep.
Sir, my question is, what could be the relationship between the mind and Maya? Is there something like a cause and effect relationship between the two?
You ask me questions which make me go back to doing my thesis. But I have to now be able to put my mind back to give you the answer. Okay, doesn't matter. So now you are asking me the question difference between mind and Maya. So do you know what's Maya? Maya is a cosmic illusion. Maya is the illusion. It projects the myth. It hides the truth. So the Maya is a universal concept. Maya is everywhere. Maya is in the whole universe. The entire universe is Maya. Everything. Though the people on this call may get flabbergasted, but everything in this sun, in the world, the sun, the moon, the stars, actually, you and me, we don't exist. We don't exist. We are trillions of energy particles that appear as you and me. What makes us appear? It is Maya. Maya creates the illusion of this whole universe. A normal man can't digest this. A normal man can't understand this. He'll say, what the hell are you talking? Because we are not able to comprehend Maya. Maya is a cosmic illusion. The whole world is a projection. Just like if you go today in a movie, in 100 years ago, in the movie theaters of black and white, then the movie theater from black and white, it became color. Then from color, it became 3D. It looks like when the frog is jumping, it looks like the frog is jumping on your face. This Maya is not 3D. It may be 7D or 10D or 100D. I don't know how much dimension it is. Now this explains to you what is Maya. So you be clear about the concept of Maya. Mind is what is inside us. It's a software of a human being that carries its karma and is an instrument to drive us to action. So they're two separate points. You're just like saying, what is the comparison between a tomato and a chicken? So they're two separate things. If you ask what's the comparison between broccoli and cauliflower, at least they both are similar.
Right.
You get the point. So if you ask me what is the comparison between mind and intellect, we can say. But you're trying to compare two very different things. So mind, you know what the mind is. It is your software in your head, which you can't touch or feel, but you know it exists. It's a bundle of thoughts which drives your body to action. That is the mind. So the mind is something else and Maya is something else. Both form part of this Leela. This whole world is Leela. In the Leela of God, there is Maya, which is a cosmic illusion, and there is mind. Both are available. You have any other specific point?
But otherwise, they are not related with each other. I mean,
No, there may be. Okay, now you may find a relationship in the sense that the mind is the one that permits us or gets entangled in the Maya. That connection is there. If you transcend the mind, you transcend Maya. That connection is there. But
yes.
by itself, the mind and Maya are not having any connection by itself.
Okay.
Now,
No.
some people will tell you mind is Maya. Okay, they may have an analogy to say it. Because mind is also Maya, right? Mind is also an illusion. So that way, the connection has come. As you're talking, mind is also Maya. But can you explain it? Can you explain to somebody mind is Maya? How can mind be Maya? What are you talking? Nonsense. How does a person understand this, that the mind is Maya? In reality, the mind doesn't exist. Because you can pull your hair, you can pull your nose, but you can't catch your mind. It's not there. Where is the mind? We cannot find. It's exactly like Maya, where Maya is a cosmic illusion. My conclusion to your point is, stick to the main road. Stick to the main road of enlightenment. Stick to the main road of who am I? Why am I here? Where is God? What should I do before I die? Just now I recorded a status for tomorrow. The status I recorded for tomorrow. Life is like a bubble. It has to burst. We don't know when. The moment you blow a bubble, it has to burst. Let us understand what is this bubble of life all about. Let us not get entangled in words. You, Ajitek, are very keen seekers. I was like you when I went to my guru. My guru told me, it's there in the book, Guru. He wrote one poem on me, asking questions, and after 2 years, he wrote a poem on me where I had left all questions. A time comes in life when all the questions come to an end. You reach that state of consciousness. You reach that state of realization. You reach that state of peace, of bliss. You experience the divine everywhere. That is what we want. That's the goal, Sudeep. We are trying to get to that goal. Next question. Rajkumar Mohana. Rajkumar Mohana. Is he there? Anybody else? Rakhi.
Shivam here.
Shivam Rakhi.
I just want to know that you are into spirituality. You learn many things, but in some time, what happened? See, I never ever see dreams. Like once in a blue moon, I came to the dream. और मॉर्निंग में ऐसा लगता है 1 या 2 दिन बाद that जो मैंने देखा वो प्रैक्टिकली मेरे सामने. So what exactly? It is my brain who is saying the psychological effect, or it is the connection of the God. कि जो मैं देख रही हूँ वो मुझे फील हो रहा है किसी भी तरीके से सराउंडिंग में प्रैक्टिकली, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली?
There may be a coincidence that what you saw, some people even call it, I think they call it deja vu. Some people, it's something that you see and you foresee something and it happens. Okay?
Yes, yes,
But then everybody who foresees what doesn't happen, no? Today, if I foresee, suppose I foresee tomorrow I will be Prime Minister of the country, it's not going to happen tomorrow.
right,
So millions and millions of dreams don't turn into reality.
right,
But maybe an occasional thought may become real. We don't know what is the coincidence. Maybe it's a flash that comes to your mind through the superconscious mind. The mind is good through a flash of in the superconscious that you feel that.
So maybe to some extent, it's a connection of God, or I can say it is my psychological effect.
Yeah, it can be psychological effect, but remember one thing, that God is in you and God is in me. So if God wants to create something like that, he can create. God is capable of any miracle. That's why if you believe in God and you have cancer, you can use the power inside to eliminate the cancer. People sometimes call it miracles. It's not miracle. It's simple logic. There's no magic. God is inside you and me. The God
Right.
inside you and me is capable of creating any miracle. Why are we surprised?
Right.
Okay. Anybody
Oh.
else?
Thank you.
Thank you. Patti Munu. Patti Munu. Are you there, Patti Munu? The star. Surya Patti. Surya Patti. Why isn't possible? Okay, so and also Rajkumar Mona, are you there back? Shiva Kumar. Shiva Kumar, you have a question to ask Shiva Kumar? Many newcomers, so if you unmute and speak, you have to unmute and speak.
Yeah, boss, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. See, my question is, see, when we all say there is one God, okay? When we say there is one God, why should we have so many religions? See, we have Hinduism, we have Jewism, we have Islam, we have Christianity. If there is a true God, one God, if there is a true God, one God, why he has to put us in different religious births? He himself could have created. Why we have to be born and we have to fight among ourselves?
Good question,
If
Shiva
he is
Kumar,
a
because
true, if it is a true God,
it matches our theme.
let me just complete, sir. 1 minute.
Continue.
See, I really fear that why he has to create he has to make us fight among ourselves. If we feel that there is one God, if there is no God, then we would see. I feel that religion is not created by God. Religion is created by some intellectuals. Some intellectuals might be intellectual A is created one religion, intellectual B is created another religion. It's been thousands of years which this religion has been created. So we don't know how it has got created. And now my question is, if there is a true God, if there is a true creator, whatever name you call it, you call him, but he should have put into birth to one religion. He could have made it no religion. Is it because our wants we have created religion?
So
Tell me. Yes,
have
sir.
you finished? Have you finished?
Yes, sir. I finished now.
So Shiva Kumar, I am just going to take you back for 1 or 2 minutes and tell you how it all started. Okay.
Okay, sir.
How it started is when man, in the beginning, there was no religion.
Yes, sir.
In the beginning, there was no religion.
Right, sir.
But man, suddenly, imagine you are born in this world, and suddenly there was a big lightning, and there was a big fire, and you could not understand what to do. So what did you do? You folded your hands and you looked at the sky and you told, "Oh God, where are you? Oh God of lightning, what happened? Please save me, like that." Or if you are in the ocean and you are drowning, you say, "Oh God of the water, please save me. Oh God of the water, please save me." Or if somebody died, suppose your mother died, you would look up and say, "What happened? My mother died. God, what happened? God, what happened?" Now, Shiva Kumar,
yeah,
when man did not have answers to questions, then religion was born.
Yeah.
When man did not have answer to questions, you are right. some intellectuals took advantage, and some intellectuals wanted to help man. Two different types of intellectuals. One intellectual who took advantage, that's why the many of the Brahmin classes and all that, they till today, they make us go like mad people. They make us go like monkeys round and round saying Shani is on you and I will do this puja and tomorrow you will become okay. This is all lies.
Right.
This
Yeah,
is not
I
true.
agree with this.
Yeah, so really, and remember one thing, God did not create religion. Man created religion.
Right, sir. I too agree with this.
Yeah, because man, even today, dear Shivakumar, even today, new religion is being born, is being formed. We human beings, we want, just like you have new fashion, new mobile phone, new laptop. One day you have got short pants, one day you have Bermudas, one day long pants. Religion also has become one fashion.
Right, sir.
So try to, but I appreciate the fact that you're asking so many questions, Shivakumar. When you go and question all these things, then you will realize that actually more important than religion is spirituality. Spirituality means study of spirit or soul or Atma, which is inside you, Shivakumar.
Yeah.
Please go and study what is the power inside me. In the computer, there's a battery. But what is inside Shivakumar? You have a battery?
I'm blank in this.
Good. There you go. That's what I'm trying to you. Please think. You come back. This call is every day. I think you come first time or you come before also.
No, I'm here. I've come for the first time.
Okay. So this call is every day. You please think and come back tomorrow. In a computer, there's hardware, software, and there's power supply. In the human being also, there's hardware, software, and there's a life inside. Who is that life in the soul? Who's making your heart beat?
Yeah.
So this is the question which will make you realize God. I thank you for your very interesting question, Shivakumar, and don't stop there. You've just started. Please ask more and more questions because everybody in the call will benefit.
Right, sir. Sure.
Thank you, my dear friends. My dear friends,
But
every
I'm still
day,
not, sir, one more thing, but I'm still not convinced with God.
don't be
With one
convinced.
creator,
Tomorrow
with
we will
so
give
many
you,
religions.
you ask me question every day on God. We will give you 1 or 2 minutes. In the next 1 week, I'm promising you, you will change your mind. That's my promise.
Change in what sense, sir?
You come for
Should I choose the religion?
You come 1 week on the call, then you will start teaching this to other people. First, you come 1 week and ask questions for 1 week. You will find the answer.
Sure, I will do that.
Huh? Which religion you belong to?
I was born to Hindu religion.
And now?
Now I'm confused.
Okay, good. In the Bible, it says, knock and it shall open. Seek and you shall find.
Yeah.
So in every scripture, you have to ask questions, investigate. Then you will realize the truth.
Right,
Okay.
sir.
It's time to say thank you to all of you. Every day, like if you notice today, we have found some very interesting questions. And every day we are going to continue on this journey of enlightenment, this journey of spirituality. New people like Shivakumar come onto this call. New people join. I can see that every day. Some people, they will drop out. Some people come after 1 or 2 days because they want to ask questions. But the fact is that we have to answer the question about life before life is over. Life is going to be over. And if we don't answer the question about life, we will die, only to be reborn in a new body. And then we will not even be able to be free because you may not be a human being. Only the human being has the intelligence to attain nirvana, moksha, enlightenment. This is a gift. And I truly appreciate many of you who come onto this call every day with some interesting questions. And it creates such an aura, such an environment for everybody to learn and to move forward. I thank you. God bless.